The Strait of Hormuz is open, tensions are somewhat subsiding, and it looks like a deal is on the table at any minute, and the markets see it and they're rallying quite aggressively. Now, does that mean that we will keep going up? It depends, and I think that there could be a pullback today, and I'll explain to you why at the end of this video. But you're probably asking yourself, why should I listen to you? Well, I've done 4 videos so far, and every single one of the things that I've stated have hit perfectly. I've been in this industry since 2017. I have a marketing agency that have marketed some of the biggest well-known coins that you can imagine. And on top of that, I have made 7 figures in trading alone. And if that wasn't enough, I have a group that I put all of my trades in and my P&Ls, so you can go in there and check to see what type of trader I am. We look at Bitcoin at this present moment, and it's done exactly as I stated yesterday. There was a key level that it needed to break and hold, and if we say that, we would have seen a further acceleration up, and that is exactly what we got. Now, we are in a critical point at this present moment, and it looks like we're developing a further level of liquidity above, which this thing could grab at a aggressive level. Now, we have come back into the greater, broader channel that we've been looking at over a larger period of time. We've seen it come down, grab liquidity, and now we're back into this broader scale. Some people might call it a bear flag, but we'll see how that works. That's only confirmed once certain factors are met. If we can hold this and we close another day in here, and to be honest, we need 3 consecutive candles within this period, daily candles, and that'll be confirmed that we have regained this channel. And if we regain this channel, there is a potential level number that we could potentially achieve, which is much, much higher. And if you draw this, you'll understand that. But the exact numbers I will leave in my Alpha Hunters group. Shorter time frame, we can see that we are sitting at an extremely important level. I like to draw these channels because it gives a key understanding of the upper and the lower level. And to be honest, what's even more important is this pivotal area where this dotted line goes through. Now, these lines can be subjective and it can be somewhat of a difficult thing. So you can't really 100% rely on them, but they give you an indication of how and where the graph is going and what kind of liquidity is being built up and being taken until it gets to a certain key point. Now, what we might see is a retest of this level here. But ultimately, what is incredibly important to do and understand is that in the USDT graph, there is a key level that needs to be broken. As we see constantly, we see a buildup of liquidity, or in that sense, a buildup of inefficiency, and that inefficiency is taken out as we break these key levels. It's happened once, it's happened twice, and it looks like we're coming into a period where it's going to happen again. Now, again, we have some really key levels to hold. Those key levels are brought here, and you can see in this trend line and in this line that's here at the 7.621 level. If that breaks, then we could see a further continuation up. Short term, I think we could see some form of a pullback, and we could potentially see a greater pullback later on today. The VIX and the VIX is now completely in a different planet. They're thinking that the market is thinking that this conflict is over. There's no escalation that can potentially go through. And there's this one niggling small little point, which is this Lebanon conflict aspect that's happening. And even though Donald Trump is saying that, oh, we haven't accepted any deal or any type of a ceasefire that can hold in a level in which both sides can accept, it looks like that Donald Trump wants to de-escalate and off-ramp off this. And so the market is seeing that, and they're seeing things that are key to factor. More importantly, we see that the Strait of Hormuz is actually seeing active movement. And that is all that the market cares about. This, even though it might be inflation, even though oil prices are most probably going to be going up, this is a movement of trade, and markets like a movement of trade, and especially US markets, where the majority of the trade that comes from here is not really affecting them, is actually benefiting them, because all of the need is going back to the USA. And this seems like a bit of a positive move for the market, and the market is seeing that as a positive. We look at the S&P 500, which is the 500 of the most valuable companies in the USA, and that gap is still worrying me a lot. And that is why I think there will be a point where that is taken out. And the problem is this: there is a key correlation between how far this goes up and how painful the move is going to be. This gap will eventually at some point be closed. And to be honest, there's another gap down here. Now, the move that this could potentially happen, and it looks like it's going to reach these higher levels, the 6.9, the 6.9, 6,900 is extremely important in the S&P 500. If it reaches there and we get to a point where there is an issue in the market, which could be potentially inflation and the new Fed chair coming in pointing towards no rate cuts, this thing could break down and take out these gaps in a very aggressive fashion. Extremely aggressive fashion. This move at this present moment, as it goes up, the pullback will be greater and greater and greater. And at this present moment, it's a 3.2% move. A 3.2% move in the S&P 500 is trillions of dollars, and it could cause turmoil throughout all factors, alts, bitcoins, and various other factors in that manner. We look at the DXY, and this is looking very positive. A break of this trend line is ultimately the most important factor, and that is why you need to come every single day, because you see the evolution of my theory and my idea, and you start to become a part of it and see why I am so successful in predicting where the markets are going. Oil seems like it's having a bit of a retrace, but I don't see this going down below the 95 for a while. See, just because oil is flowing through doesn't mean it's flowing through at the exact rate that it's needed. It's still a large amount of flow rate that is missing from the world markets as we speak. Furthermore, those tariffs and those border control payments, the $2, the $1 that Iran is looking to take, is a lot, and that will add more. See, the thing is, what stops them from adding $2, $3, $4, $5, $6, $7, $10 per barrel? What stops that? And at this present moment, they may start at 1, but this can go up. And I mean, we could see, as I said previously, a retest of this $95 mark, but I don't see this going up. As I said, wholesale prices are around $135 in the USA delivered. This is not a true representation of the oil price. Gold is still a problem at this present moment. This rising up explains to me and gives me the understanding that the market is still fearful of inflation. And these effects of the Strait of Hormuz right now is still not come and hit. Don't forget, there are 2,000 ships there. It takes a month for them to get to their destination at minimum. Most of them don't have petrol. Most of them need to be refilled. Most of them need to. So this thing has at least 2 to 3 months more of an effect. And the thing is, this delay has already happened 2 months. 2 to 3 more months, it's 5, 6 months of delay, and that effect is going to reach to the end of the year. I am almost certain. And this thing is not going to end well medium term. Just so you understand, just because we're having a bullish move at this present moment does not mean that we cannot go down lower. Sometimes in bear markets, the biggest counter trend moves can be the largest in bear markets, but eventually this thing is going to go down. I still hold that thought. Now, one potential positive for all the people that are in alts is that if we look at the true Bitcoin dominance graph, which is Bitcoin minus its stable coins, because stable coins have been gaining a lot of ground, is that this is in a really key level of supply. It's at a key level of resistance. So it could mean that alts could really rally in the next few days if this one thing doesn't come back bad. Now, today is the CPI report, the US CPI report, and this is a clear indication of where inflation is sitting at this present moment. Because you need to understand, this market is sitting in a precarious situation right now. The Fed doesn't look like it wants to cut because its dual mandate is inflation and employment. Employment looks full. They look like their employment levels are in fact lessening and lessening, which means the chance of a rate cut is falling down. The only way we will get a rate cut at this present moment is one of two things. Either inflation starts to wean back and it becomes less, so there is a scope for cuts to happen to feed into that inflationary pressure, or we see jobs starting to get lost. And the thing is, jobs are not being lost. They're actually increasing the amount of employment, even though job creation is falling off a cliff. That's a big major sign. But today is going to be inflation. And now, if people believe that this oil crisis is not going to cause inflation, it definitely is going to. At some point, it's going to bear its ugly head. And if it doesn't show it at this print, which I think it might do, it will show it in the next. So we have a bit of a ticking time bomb at this present moment. And see this. If this print comes high, expect the market to pull back. Expect it. It's coming in at 1:30 p.m. UK time. Watch it like a hawk. This one is important. Anyway, I'll leave you guys to it. Make sure you come back tomorrow. Don't forget, we have an amazing group called the Alpha Hunters. You guys can join at any second. We have amazing trades going on. We have incredible understandings. This guy, you see that KB has predicted exactly at the point of where it hit. You guys can be doing, and this thing is cost less than Netflix. But it's in the groups and the information below. If you want to join, then join. If you don't have to join, you don't have to join. Just come back every day and listen to the amazing amount of free advice that I'm giving you guys. Anyway, peace, free action, love, all that kind of stuff. I'm Alvarez, and I'll catch you guys later.